In the late 1960s, Glasgow had a dance hall where people went to drink, flirt, and sometimes never come home. Between 1968 and 1969, 3 women left the Barrowland Ballroom after a night out. All were mothers. All were strangled. All were last seen with the same man, a tall, red-haired stranger who quoted the Bible. He became known as Bible John, and to this day, no one knows who he was. This is the story of Bible John, the dance hall killer who vanished into the night and was never caught. February 1968. 25-year-old nurse Patricia Docker tells her parents she's going to the Majestic Ballroom. But instead, she heads to the Barrowland Ballroom, the city's infamous over 25s night, jokingly called Grab a Granny Thursday. The next morning, a man taking a shortcut finds a body in a lane near her parents' house. It's Patricia. She's been beaten, raped, and strangled. Her clothes and handbag are missing, and one disturbing detail stands out. She was on her period. A sanitary pad lies discarded nearby. Police find almost nothing to go on. The trail goes cold in weeks. A year and a half later, August 1969, 32-year-old Jemima McDonald, a mother of 3, heads out to the Barrowland. Her sister watches the kids. This is normal for Jemima. She goes dancing alone all the time. That night, witnesses see her with a smartly dressed red-haired man in a blue suit. When Jemima doesn't come home, her sister hears neighborhood kids talking about a body in an abandoned building nearby. 2 days after Jemima went out, her sister finally goes inside to check. At first, she thinks she's looking at a tailor's dummy. Then she sees the blood. Jemima has been beaten, raped, and strangled with a stocking. Again, her handbag is missing. Again, she's menstruating, and a sanitary pad lies nearby. Police now realize this looks a lot like Patricia Docker. October 1969. 29-year-old Helen Puttock goes to the Barrowland with her sister, Jean. Her husband stays home with their 2 kids. He's not thrilled, but he lets her go. Inside the dance hall, the sisters meet 2 men. Both introduce themselves as John. One of them is tall, slim, with red hair. He's well-spoken, a bit superior, and as the night goes on, he starts talking about religion. According to Jean, he calls dance halls dens of iniquity, says married women who go there are adulterous, and quotes from the Old Testament. When New Year's Eve comes up, he tells them, "I don't dance at Hogmanay. I pray." Later, the 4 of them leave. The dark-haired John walks off alone. Helen, Jean, and the red-haired John share a cab. In the taxi, he says his name is something like John Templeton, Sempleson, or Emerson. He says he lives in Castlemilk, works in a lab, and was raised in a strict religious home. Jean notices his overlapping front tooth, his smooth hands, and a badge he keeps touching on his lapel, as if trying to hide it. The taxi drops Jean off first, then it drives on with Helen and the man. Helen never makes it home. The next morning, her body is found in a back garden on her street, face down in the grass. She's been beaten, raped, and strangled with her own stocking. Her bag is missing, but the contents are scattered nearby. And once again, she was on her period. The sanitary pad this time tucked under her arm. Now, police see the pattern clearly. All 3 women were mothers. All 3 were last seen at the Barrowland Ballroom on over 25s nights. All 3 were raped and strangled near their homes. All 3 had missing handbags. All 3 were menstruating, with sanitary pads left on or near their bodies. Using Jean's detailed memory of the cab ride, artists create a composite of the suspect, a tall, neat, red-haired man in his mid-20s to early 30s. The press gives him a chilling name to match his moralizing, scripture-quoting small talk: Bible John. Police launch Scotland's biggest manhunt. Undercover officers patrol dance halls. Hundreds of barbers and tailors are questioned. Churches, golf clubs, military records, even a psychic are brought in. Over 5,000 suspects are interviewed. More than 50,000 tips are checked. And yet, no arrest. After Helen's murder, the killings stop. Bible John vanishes. So, what happened to him? Some investigators think Bible John was in the military or police and was moved away from Glasgow. Others think he simply got scared once his face was all over the papers. Years later, DNA testing points loosely toward a Scottish family. One of the biggest modern suspects is Peter Tobin, a convicted serial killer who also prowled dance halls and sometimes used the name John Semple. He lived in Glasgow at the time of the murders. He was smartly dressed, charming at first, and violently abusive in private. But there are problems. Tobin was shorter than witnesses remembered. His hair color doesn't match, and his confirmed murders have a different pattern. Some detectives are convinced he was Bible John. Others are just as convinced he wasn't. And one more twist. Some researchers argue that maybe these weren't all the same killer, that the police and press created the Bible John legend by linking separate crimes together. If that's true, the real killer, or killers, may have been hiding in plain sight the whole time. Decades later, the Barrowland Ballroom is still a famous music venue. But in Glasgow, the name Bible John still sends a chill through older generations. For some, he's become a kind of urban bogeyman, a story to scare kids who stay out too late. For the families of Patricia, Jemima, and Helen, he's something much darker, a real man with a real name who walked out of a crowded dance hall and got away with murder. To this day, no one has ever been charged with the Bible John killings. No one has confessed. The case remains officially unsolved. 3 women, 1 ballroom, 1 scripture-spouting stranger, and a mystery that still haunts Glasgow. Who was Bible John? Did he die, disappear, or is he someone people still pass in the street, never knowing what he did? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was this one man, or 3 different killers wrapped into one legend?